Like being indoors, the minute you get that freedom that you can go and do whatever you want, like it's no secret that you can end up losing yourself in the midst of chaos. In every single module that I have, I'm going to try by all means to study smart and not hard.
Know your strengths.
Yes.
Know what you can grasp and how fast can you grasp.
Now I like spoiling myself. I like taking myself out for solo dates, Let's say maybe I'm not feeling like my best self.
So with me, I always made sure that I have the rice, like the basic food,
The basics.
It's there. So in case I need to buy clothes, and I always tell NSFA student that the money you get, I don't know how, but you need to save. Of you in the beginning of the year, you'll find your status delays, and now you must pay 1.5.
Yeah.
And then now you don't have it because I'm sure you guys are poor. Hi everyone, welcome to Motivation Corner, your favorite podcast, the biggest podcast in the whole world. My name is Mpulu Gang, your host and content creator. Welcome yet to another inspiring episode with my guest Simpiwe. Yeah, okay, first thing first, if you are here for the first time, do the right thing, subscribe. But firstly, watch, then subscribe. And comment, guys. Comment. And then if you are returning, thank you so much for returning and coming to watch my content. As I said, I'm with Simpiwe. If you are familiar with the podcast, you know she's coming here for the second time. She didn't ask me. She didn't reply when I asked for a friend of the podcast, so she will be a friend of the podcast. Whenever I don't have anyone to talk to, she will be here to talk to. Thank you. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much for the warm welcome. Hi everybody, I come back.
Yeah.
What an honor. I'm so grateful. Yes.
Yeah. Guys, I call Simpiwe because the topic that we're going to talk about today, I think she relates very well to it. I also relate, but I think I relate in the early 2000s. So yeah, now she's recent. So we're going to talk about the challenges that students or first-year students are gonna face when they're coming to tertiary for the first time. And I was like, Simpiwe, you once mentioned, I don't know if he'd add or if we spoke about it on the previous, you said you were at the other college, now you're coming to TUT, so you are more experienced, girl. Tell me, I'm going to ask you like the challenges, as I said. How did you deal with which year are you doing? Sorry.
I am doing my third year in entrepreneurship.
Yes. How did you choose the course though?
Well, if I'm being very, very honest with you, it was the only course that was remaining. But somehow, like in this very moment, I am grateful since it's in alignment with everything that I'm doing. So, yes.
Nice. I also was one of the people who had to choose a course because there was nothing else to choose. With me, I did office management and technology. I hated it, guys, when I was a student. Because not to discourage people who are doing admin or whatever, I just hated the fact that I have to be an admin assistant to someone, or I have to be someone's PA. I think I have too much pride to do that, so I don't have that saving spirit, like to say yes, how can I don't have that, but there are people who excel very well in it, and I love it for them. So how is it aligning with your calling, with whatever you're doing? What are you currently doing?
Okay, I am a motivational speaker, I am an MC, I am a pageant coordinator, a pageant coach, and I also have podcast lives on Instagram. Yeah. So somehow I'm learning the marketing side, how to market everything that I'm doing so that everyone can see and everyone can learn from what I'm doing.
There's someone doing I've noticed that recently people are doing vlogs. People are too much. How can they market themselves better? So you are learning the marketing side of things.
Okay, I'd say they have to post more. They need to do research, market research, know who your target markets are and what they actually require of you. And then that's how we learn, Yeah, that's how I think a lot of us, we learn. We do our market research and then we implement and wait for feedback. As much as it's not us trying to be validated by the world, but it is so important for you to get feedback so that you know what you are doing wrong and where you can improve. Also, getting a coach can help you, someone who has walked the path before, so that they can give you proper guidelines.
Guys, she has mentioned something important. We need feedback. Yeah. That's why you must comment and tell us where did we get it wrong, or on any other videos that I have posted. Please comment. Okay, before we waste a lot of time, I said we're going to help a first year student somewhere in VETS, in TUT, wherever, UCT. How did you deal with being homesick?
Homesick?
Yeah, missing home. When you're a first year, remember, it's for a first year who's used to staying with parents, who's used to staying with, everything is at home. She goes to school, come back home. There's no,
Yeah. So with me, I used to communicate a lot at home. I'd make sure we schedule calls. We even have a group chat now where everyone just speaks about their daily lives. So how did I deal with it? I used to go home every 2 weeks. My parents were at that point where they're like, you are going to go home. Yes. So I won't say I was homesick a lot of times, since I was often able to go home.
Okay. Yeah. And also with you, I think it helped that home is not far. Because there's someone from KZN and they are in Limpopo. So can you imagine they cannot afford to. But what can you advise them to do? Let's say you can't go home. What else can you do?
Okay, what else?
Okay,
I think I'd say just communicate more, do video calls. We thank the Lord for technology. You're able to do video calls. Yeah, so try by all means to actually communicate with people close to you. Yeah, do not lose contact. Yeah, do not lose, The
other thing I think it can help as a first year student, you need to form a community. Find your people that you're gonna spend time with, and most importantly, find a church where you're gonna fellowship. And then when you're at church, it's easy for you to meet people of your mindset, and therefore you can't be that much homesick. They will keep you grounded. Forming
a community is very important. And if I can add on, going to church, finding that one church kept me very sane in my first year. Till today.
Okay, the other question is, how did you transition to university life? In terms of, remember high school, how you were taught, and then now in tertiary, this is now you are taught this way. You are lectured. At school you are taught. At tertiary you are lectured. So how did you deal with that transition?
In academics or in life in general?
Let's start with academics. Because they are there to study. So let's help them academically.
Spot on. Perfect. So in terms of academics, I made sure that I formed relationships with my lecturers so that we reach that common ground. If I'm experiencing a problem with a module, I'm able to actually ask for help. Because the lecturers are actually there to help you. And the beautiful part about Varsity is that there are mentors.
Yes. And tutors.
Yes. Mentors, there's tutors. And I think it is important for you to establish that kind of relationship with them. Since they've walked that path before, they have experience, so they will be able to teach you. So I think that's the kind of method I did. With the whole transitioning, I made sure I formed a relationship with my lecturers. I found good people, older people that had actually walked the path before, that were able to guide me through the whole transitioning.
I really concur, guys. From not go to because lecturers have consulting time.
Yes.
So make use of that. Go to the lecturer and ask if you were doing a certain subject or a module in class. You go to, if you didn't understand something, and perhaps you are shy to have asked in class, you go to the lecturer and between the two of you, like, I don't understand this, and ask for tips. How best can I study this subject so that it helps you? And being shy is not going to help you guys. You just need to get out of your cocoon. Otherwise, you will fail in your corner, in your shy corner. Yes. Yeah. Any other true. How? And now you're taking care of yourself. You are a mother and father. So what? How did you transition?
Like, I tried by all means not to lose myself or lose any of my teachings, any of my mother's teachings, because honestly, if you're so used to like being indoors, the minute you get that freedom that you can go and do whatever you want, like, it's no secret that you can end up losing yourself in the midst of chaos. True, so true. I've always remembered my why. Why am I here? What am I doing here? And your why should be big enough. It should be solid enough to pull you out of any pit that you find yourself in.
Okay. The other question is, how did you deal with room? Did you share a room with people? How was it?
It was okay. It was nice. I think we had the same vision, so it made things easier. Yeah. Okay. Became like a sister.
Okay. Yeah. But what can you say to the one who's maybe struggling to make relation with the roommate? Or they are not used to having a roommate, and now you're staying at rest, and the rest manager is like, unfortunately, you have to have a roommate.
Sure. Like, what?
Let's say it was you had a difficult roommate. How are you going to solve it?
Communicate. There's so much power in communicating, guys. For instance, if your roommate did something you do not like, you can easily just speak to them and tell them, so that you guys reach that common ground. Because it is easy for us to clash, because we are different people. We come from different homes. So having to balance it out, it can be tough. But like, just step out of your comfort zone. Your roommate is there to stay. So at some point, you actually need to get used to the idea of having someone around you. Yes.
Yeah. If I may tell you a story, we on my first year, I think I was staying in a commune, and we were 4 in the room, and the others were Bajola, and then now at some point you have to make space for them and their boyfriend. So those are the crazy things that happen. But if you are stubborn, some people are stubborn to stay and be like, I'm not going out, this is my room. And some people, they are also stubborn to do whatever they want to do, whether you are there or not. So expect a lot, and don't, like Simpio said, don't lose yourself, and most importantly, communicate. Yes. And others, they
we listen and we do not judge.
How can you do it that one? Okay. Now we are about time, and this man was uhlala thenga ama-noodles mara nangu namhlanje udla i-ration and uyazi ukuthi uwo take i-rations. Can you do kumshaya?
Guys, violence does not solve anything. We stick to communicating. For instance, also, if you're living in a commune, this is where you actually call out a meeting and you gather everyone and tell them, it's okay, this and this has happened, what's going on. And if no one confesses, you take it higher, and that's to like the rest managers and yes.
You remind me, these other girls were staying, I think that time was it my 3rd year, we're staying at the other commune, and there was these 2 girls, they will still, like, let's say you are cooking there, and then we will have a finger as again. And they'll be laughing, and then when you ask, they're already laughing, and they're like, no, as no, Miss Peggy, that,
Yo.
So it's crazy, guys. You're still gonna see a lot of crazy stuff in tertiary. Let's move on to the next question. When did you arrive? Did you ever repeat?
From matric to...
No, from first year, now that you're in third year.
No, I did not.
Yes. So this tells me that you can give advice on how to effectively study. How can they manage their subjects? Because I think there's, especially, let's say a student is doing higher certificate in electrical engineering. Those people are doing 12 subjects for the whole year, and they have to pass it because that's a certificate. It's a 1 year qualification. You have to pass. So how did you manage your time? How did you allocate time according to your subjects? How can you advise them? Because sometimes people get overwhelmed. Like, I don't know.
Okay. Let me first start off by saying that you make time for the things you love. That's number one. Number two, if I can actually take it back to matric in matric I didn't do well because I pressurized myself a lot. I found myself in a position where I would study hard for hours and hours, and I'd get little sleep. And you'd think that I would excel because, I was studying. And then the results were not pleasing at all. So when I reflect, I'm like, I actually didn't study smart. I was actually just studying hard. So the technique I used when I stepped into Varsity, I was like, it's in every single module that I have, I'm going to try by all means to study smart and not hard. So around that concept, it means that firstly, it also takes us to the having relationships with your mentors, people who did the same course as you. They can help you with past papers, because the truth is they won't always change the paper. They might change maybe the wording, the structure a bit, but the questions they're actually still they're still the same. So you try by all means to study by using past papers, downloading past papers
as question papers.
Yes, perfect. Yes, I used that technique where I was like, I'm forming relationships with my mentors. They're going to help me out. And they did, because it is okay to ask for help. If like you're battling with a module, it is so important for you to swallow that pride and be on some, please assist me. And also like having study groups with people that have the same vision as you have, being in alignment.
You cannot stress it enough that
same vision.
Find your people.
Vision gives direction. If we are in alignment, if the vision is that we have to get a distinction, we are going to work hard. We are not going to procrastinate. We'll make sure that we get our distinctions. So, yes, I think I lost it.
No, you didn't lose it. You said you consulted, you met with your mentors, they assisted, you did past question papers, and you have, for me, a study group with people of your same vision. So you didn't lose it. And also we can also couple it with time management well, because if I can tell you now, I'll always bring my stories. So I think let's say I thank God for my I was able to grasp things easily, because I also never failed. I passed everything in my record time. So I'll tell you the story. So on Fridays, me and the other housemates will go partying, and with people. But I was not drinking. I didn't drink alcohol when I was in tertiary, but I will go to parties. And then I had this other friend of mine. I hope she won't be angry with me, Mahlako. And then she will, while we're at the parties, she will study. And then, let's say Monday we're having a test. And then Saturday also we come, we rest. Dambama Futi, it's party. And then on Sunday you go to church. And then when I come back, I'm gonna study. And then to tell you the miracle or whatever, when we write the paper or the semester test, I always get the highest mark compared to her, whereas she's been studying the whole weekend. So this is me saying, know your strengths.
Yes.
Know what you can grasp and how fast can you grasp. And depending on the subject, if it's a difficult subject to you, obviously you'll have to give it more time. And if it's a simple subject, you're like, this one I understand it. I understand from the lecture when he's lecturing. Then you are allowed to have a little bit of pleasure time. Yes. But if you know that you grasp at the slowest pace, then you have to give yourself enough time. You can never compare yourself to other students. So, and as we speak now, that friend of mine, she's doing her masters.
Ooh.
She's doing her masters, and now I ended up at BTech. So I'm just giving her flowers as well. So be mindful of that. When Simpua says find your people, she means that if you know you are one of those, and also don't be in denial.
Yeah.
Don't be in denial with yourself. Be like, okay, mina for me to get this concept, I have to repeat it about 5 times.
Yes.
And there are some of us who I'm grasping it, I'm gonna take it out on the paper, and then we are done.
True. You need to know what works for you.
Yeah.
If writing notes helps you to grasp the information well, then go for it. If recording yourself, know what actually works for you and implement on it. Yeah.
True. Yeah. Okay. The other question, this one I love it. It's budgeting. All of us are going to get money from parents. And then when we get money from parents, you can't just buy whatever you want. That money is to last you for the whole month. It's not giving money. How did you manage your budgeting?
I am probably the worst person to ask this question.
Okay, tell us the mistakes that you keep making. Okay?
The mistakes.
If you can give us advice, what are mistakes that they should avoid?
I have the God will provide. So we'll see. Let's spend it now. God will provide.
And you're supposed to be an entrepreneur.
I know.
Cards.
I know. I'll do better this year. I will.
You must watch my video with Tina. She's been talking about it, I think. Yeah, please.
Implementing something is so hard. It's rather easier said than done. But yes, we have to implement. Because next year,
how do you spend your money? Where do you spend your money?
Guys, I like spoiling myself.
Soft life.
Guys, now I like spoiling myself. I like taking myself out for solo dates, Let's say maybe I'm not feeling like my best self. So I try by all means to go back to doing things that used to make me feel like me again, So I spend it on solo dates. I go to McDonald's. I buy coffee. I'm just in my zone. Yeah. And then we hate the smell of poverty. we hate it. So yeah.
Yeah. So I don't think I'm bad with finances. I'm good with them, but not perfect, but I'm good. So with me, I always made sure that I have rice, about the basic food,
basics.
It's there. So in case I need to buy clothes, then I bought. Sometimes I'll wait up until I see okay, we are only left with 2 days to get money until my dad send me money again. That's when I will do. Even now, that's what I do as I'm working. I'm scared of poverty.
Yeah,
I hate it. So keeping money safe is also one way. Yeah. So I've seen people. The reason other people steal food. It's because they of poor budgeting.
Yeah.
People will buy noodles. Don't worry, you'll see them. They'll be buying noodles, and that's all they will eat the whole month. But they will be looking good.
Yes, I wonder how they do it.
They will be looking proper. So also don't put yourself under pressure when it comes to clothes, man. That's why you need to budget. Make sure that you have at least enough jeans that you're gonna change, and then enough t-shirts. No one cares. Like, we don't care whether you guys what you are wearing. Or when as a student, when you see other students, are you like, do you like, oh wow, what better handle?
If you could see how I dress up when I go to campus, guys. Like, no one cares. No one cares. We really cannot force a lifestyle that we cannot maintain. So, own lane, own pace.
Don't be fascinated by clothes. Don't be overwhelmed with clothes, and be mindful that money is supposed to last you the whole month. And also, and as for students, some of you, like, literally, you depend on that money alone. So you're not going to waste that money. And I always tell NSFA students that the money you get, I don't know how, but you need to save something out of it. You know why I'm saying this? Some of you, in the beginning of the year, you'll find your status delays. And now you must pay 1.5.
Yeah.
And then now you don't have it because I'm sure you guys are poor. And then what must happen now? Now some people will end up not being able to register. But if you had saved that money and put it aside, and for rainy days, then you are able to register and you are good. So don't effort is simple now. However, as a person, you must have the culture of saving money. Even if it's 10 rand, even if it's 100 rand, put it aside. Go as a student now, go open a 32 days account, and every month when you get your money, transfer the funds to the 32 days account. Whatever amount that you're gonna get, maybe 10% of it, or whatever you can afford to put aside. Do it.
Is it like a fixed account?
It's after 32 days.
32 days.
You have to make a notice. It only notice, and that notice will lapse up until 32 days. So actually you can't even if you have to wait 32 days, obviously by day 30 or day 15 your parents will have sent you money anyway. So it's not easy to use it. So do that. And if you are using Boma FNB has your current account or your savings account. Then there's another savings account, and then that savings account, it accumulates interest. Like, you get interest. Let's say on 100 rand, they will give you maybe 1 cent. If on 500, you will get Boma 10 rand. Who will give you that? And every month, not once. It's always there. Like, you need to save money, then somehow your money will grow. And do that, guys. Yeah,
that's good. We learn every day. We learn every day.
Relationships, from friendships or romantic relationship, how do we maneuver that?
Friendships, it takes us back to knowing your people. And just putting yourself out there. Okay, I'm one person that after class I go back home. I really go back home. But at the same time, people know it if they actually want to speak to me. They can all, I've created that boundaries. Back then I didn't have any boundaries. Like, you could do anything to me and I'd take it. But the more you grow up, the more you learn. If there's no boundaries, anyone can just come in and overstep. Friendships are very important. I love that concept of friendships. I think you cannot do this life thing alone. You really cannot do this life thing alone. So also having friends from people in class, it's also good because you get to help one another. And relationship wise,
romantic relationships,
romantic relationship wise, what could I say about it? Okay, what can I say about
they
it?
maneuver it? Balancing it with their studies.
Oh, with their studies.
Yeah.
Like if you know,
yeah,
Uguti, you cannot multitask. Please do not get involved in a relationship. Do not prioritize a relationship to an extent where you end up forgetting your why am I here? Am I trying to get my diploma, my degree? So by all means, like if you cannot multitask, because even in relationships there's problems. So let's say when you are writing a difficult module,
you must write
tomorrow, you see, and then you end up not performing to the best of your abilities. So try by all means to balance everything out. But if you cannot multitask, please do not put yourself through that.
If I can say, when she speaks of friendships, find your people. Tertiary brought me sisters that are still present now. Like they are my friends to this day. My friend Paula, we did a video with. She came, and that woman somehow changed my life. I was focused, but she brought the element of God in my life, and all we could ever do was go to church, go to young adults, go to youth services. Like, she helped us, and we were not the dating people, obviously. I understand. What are you doing? Like, really, we never dated when especially from. Anyway, I was scared to date in Witbank. I'm not from Witbank. I'm like, what are these people doing here? What if they have people wherever we are corner? Some that are married. No, so I never dated when I was in tertiary, but I always attracted people who love partying, because I'm just a lively person. So make sure that you find your people and gravitate towards the people who have the right direction. Any tips that we are forgetting before we close?
Any tips? What can I say?
What do you wish someone told you and you had to find out the hard way?
That you're on your own. There's no one that's gonna come and save you. This is your own life. So you need to make the most out of it, honestly.
Anything? None?
Like words of motivation to oh man, I'd say let's make this year count. Let's do things that we've always wanted to do. Let us not allow people to drag us down. May we never ever seek validation from the world to confirm what the Lord has already told us. I think we all know that God has spoken a word over our lives. We just need to trust Him and, remain obedient in every single season we find ourselves in. And to Varsity people, make this year count again, Have fun, but do not lose yourself in the midst of chaos.
If I may say something, this morning it was like the Lord knows I'm going to do this topic. So one of my contact, Garabo, he wrote, for some reason he had statuses about tertiary students, and he said the first status: advice for first year varsity students, start on day one working on your assignments and studying. Using a slow and steady pace will guarantee you distinctions and less burnout. Ask questions. You have the privilege of small classes and one-on-one interaction, which is what we've already spoken with Simpiwe. Take advantage of that and ask when you are confused. And he says emails, primary communication is through emails and occasionally via SMSs. So make sure you check them. Make sure your contact details are always updated. Don't miss important. Go to notice boards. Go to offices. Find information. Don't just go to class and go back home. Home class. No. Go check around the place and have a varsity life. Don't, because you're going to live there for 3 years. If you are into politics, go join SRC. If you are into sports, go to sports, whatever that you need to do. If you are into modeling, there is modeling. Go find out this information. There is Office for Student Leadership and Governance. They offer all these things. So those are also my advice to you. Thank you so much, guys. And thank you, Simpiwe, for coming. Until we do it next time soon.
Yeah, again.
Yeah. So from me and Simpiwe, I hope you enjoyed the video. Bye.
Bye.